The sales lady suddenly exclaimed, "Are you Mr. Charlie?" "Yes." Charlie nodded. It seems that the White family has already transferred this villa to this name. The sales lady immediately returned the card to Charlie with very respectful hands, and said in a panic, "Mr. Charlie, I'm so sorry. I didn't know you are the distinguished owner of building A05. Please forgive me for what happened just now." Everyone present could not help but be stunned to see this scene. Charlie is really the owner here? Are you kidding me? Can this kind of person afford a Thompson first-class villa? Harold's expression is extremely ugly. What the H*LL is going on? Charlie buys Thompson's first-class villa? He would rather believe that there are ghosts in the world than that Charlie has this strength. But, what's the matter with this sales lady? She can never lie, right? And she just scanned Charlie's card, and even the machine reminded Charlie to be the owner here. What happened? Seeing that the sales lady was nervous, fearing that she would lose her job because she offended Charlie, Charlie waved his hand lightly. "Little things, I won't hold grudges." After speaking, Charlie said again, "By the way, you can tell these short-sighted guys about the A05 villa." The sales lady hurriedly said to others, "Our Thompson Villa area is divided into 4 types A, B, C, D, of which the best is the largest area of Type A, which has 3 floors above ground and 2 floors underground. There is a private elevator inside. The total usable area is more than 1,000 square meters, and it is equipped with hundreds of square meters of front and rear courtyards. The price is more than 100 million. It is the most expensive villa of our Thompson and even the entire Orus Hill." When these words came out, everyone's jaw dropped. Charlie owns a villa that sells for more than 1 billion, a 3-bedroom house with a dozen or so, and who is dressed in ordinary clothes, can actually have such a super luxury house. Harold's expression is extremely ugly. His sister and parents are going crazy with jealousy. Wendy asked incredulously, "Charlie, how come you have a villa here?" Charlie smiled faintly and said, "Someone gave it to me, can't I have it?" "Why are you?" Wendy is really angry. Her heart is higher than the sky for her life, and she has no chance to live in the luxurious villa here. Why can Charlie live here? Charlie was too lazy to respond to her, but looked at her brother Harold, smiled and said, "Harold, didn't you want to jump off the building? When would you jump?" Harold's face was pale, extremely ugly, and clenched his fists and said, "Charlie, you F*C King, talk to me about these useless things. I still don't believe you can afford this villa. Not to mention that someone will give you the villa. Tell me, how did you come to this villa?" Charlie shook his head and smiled, and said to the people around, "If you see it, it means you can't lose." After speaking, Charlie said to Harold again, "Harold, with your ability, you are also worthy of buying a set of ordinary high-rises, so that people like us who live in villas can stand guard. You are not worthy of living in the villa, let alone know me. How did the villa come from? It's none of your business. All you need to know is that this is a place you can't afford to live in this whole life. You." Harold's expression was extremely ugly. It was the first time for him to be so insulted by Charlie, but the most hateful thing was that he couldn't even talk back. How to pay it back? He bought a 240 square meter building for his family, and the pressure was still a little bit heavy. The family was hesitant here, but Charlie actually had the largest villa here. The gap between them was really too big. It can be said that this time he was sturdy and satirized by Charlie. It really made him angry. He gritted his teeth and said with a black face, "Charlie, you can stand it. You don't want us to say hello to your home in such a big villa. Is there still the Wilson family in your eyes?" Charlie smiled and said, "Didn't you always say that I am not from the Wilson family? So, why do you want to say hello?" Having said this, Charlie turned to Claire. "Wife, as we are here, let's go to our new villa to see?" Claire blurted out, "What the H*LL is going on here?" Charlie smiled and said, "I'll explain to you slowly later." Just after speaking, he suddenly heard a familiar voice. "Oh, eldest brother and sister-in-law, are you buying a house in Thompson? It's amazing." It was Charlie's mother-in-law, Elaine. Coming with Elaine is Charlie's father-in-law, Jacob. Charlie and Claire were a little surprised. Why did they both come here? Claire hurriedly stepped forward and asked, "Parents, why are you here?" Elaine said, "Your uncle and aunt called us, saying that they want to see the Thompson house, and let us come over and help them come up with ideas." When Elaine said this, she looked at Charlie, somewhat annoyed in her heart. In fact, she didn't want to come over at all, because she had just got angry with her daughter yesterday and said she wanted to move out of the old house, but unexpectedly, she received a call from No's family today and they asked her and her husband to come and show them the house. What house to see? Don't they just want to call them over to show them that they want to buy at Thompson? Elaine was uncomfortable with anger, but because she didn't dare not give face to the Wilson family boss, she had to rush over with her husband as a foil.